What's good, South Jersey? I'm Isaiah Showell, and I had the pleasure of interviewing via Zoom Sheri Marcantuano, author of the book Become the You Your Younger Self Needed, and also creator of #IAmFree curriculum. And her mission is to make sure that you and I learn how to breathe, but correctly. And she taught me how to breathe during our interview, and also I learned something very special about her, how she adores and has a heart to make sure that teens learn how to breathe correctly because she believes that it lowers anxiety and stress levels. Take a listen.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about #IAmFree.
#IAmFree is all of the things that I used, all the tools, all the techniques I used to get here in one book for high school students. There's activities in there. There's meditations in there. And the activities are done by me with the students. And if somebody wants to learn how to teach the IAmFree program, I'm willing to do that, but I'm not willing to just give it over to anyone that hasn't been through the journey. We have agreements in here. So if there's a whole section, in every chapter, there's an agreement section. And the agreement is, so the first chapter, the agreements are, you're going to tell your friends and family, your loved ones, that you're going on a journey, a mindful journey, a self-awareness journey. And if you don't respond to things, for them not to take it personal, because you're trying to do the best you can moving forward by using breathing, so there's all types of agreements in every section, which I thought was powerful, because if you can't speak to the people that you love and let them know what you're going through and how you're doing it, it just turns out for people to say, oh, what do you think, you're better than me now? And that's where I was at one point.
I feel 100% that if you cannot be authentic with the people that you love, then we might need to go back to the drawing board.
Yes, and it's okay to step away from the people that can't support you because they're not where you are, and that is okay too. Because for 36 years, I wasn't where I should have. I would get angry at people that were doing better than me because I was broken. Growing up, I never felt validated. I never felt heard. So I became a people pleaser. And growing up, that led into my adult life. So when, no matter if you wanted my help or not, I would insert myself because that's how I felt I was valued, by people needing me. That was my thought process. So when my father died, my sister and her family moved in with my mom. So everybody was in this house. I was there putting my 2 cents in, and nobody really wanted it. So there was fighting, there was arguing, I would come home and argue with my husband. So I'm fighting with my husband. He's getting aggravated with me. I'm fighting with my mom, fighting with my sister, fighting with my brother, fighting with my husband. My daughter is getting out of control. And I'm at work one day, and I'm just keep touching my face. And the girl that sat directly across from me said, why do you keep touching your face? I'm like, I don't know, it just feels funny. 5 days later, still numb, my face began to droop. And I went to the hospital because I was developing Bell's palsy.
Oh my gosh.
From the stress. I also had developed GERD, which is that intestinal disorder. So not only did I feel like I was going to throw up, I was having spasms in my intestines. I couldn't eat. I couldn't hold anything down. And I was smoking. I was drinking. I was not eating properly. I was fighting. Everything that could lead to a perfect storm was coming to me. And I couldn't take care of any of that because I didn't have any tools. I had no tools to understand.
What was the point where you turned it around? What was that?
My life coach, she gave me a lot of activities to do and a lot of things I found on my own to do. And one of them that I found was meditating. And I couldn't meditate. I could not meditate. Every time I shut my eyes, I would hear bit, 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 bit. So I had to figure out, and one of them said about breathing, and I saw a commercial for breathing, and I thought, well, maybe I should breathe. And I tried to do the breathing, and I just couldn't get it. And I had to keep reminding myself, I'm like a 14-year-old kid. Like emotionally, I'm 14. So at 36 years old, when I was 36 when this happened, I wasn't comprehending what these commercials for these adults were saying, because I'm still emotionally broken at like 13, 14 years old. So I went back to when I was younger, when I had swimming lessons, and I remember the instructor said, when you get in that water, you're not going to be able to breathe. So you really better find that air and really get it into your lungs. Fill your lungs with it. And that's where it started to click. I need to like really focus on the air. So that's when I teach breathing, I teach step by step by step. And I work with high school students because that's where I was broken and that's where I feel the most connected. It's the acknowledgement of the breath. That is the power. So we breathe every day. We wake up, we breathe, we sleep, we breathe, we breathe, we breathe. But if you're not acknowledging that breath, you're not aware. If you're not aware of that breath, you can't control it. If you can't control the breath, anything that comes at you, you will react.
All right, can you teach me?
Yes, okay.
All
So
right.
the first thing, like I said, is acknowledging of the breath. And when we breathe, when you're doing this, you're going to keep your mouth closed and you're just going to inhale through your nose. Deep breath in and then exhale any way you'd like. Now, was it cold, tingly, hot? What did you feel? And if you felt nothing, then we need to really refocus and bring it back.
I felt, yeah, I don't think I felt anything.
Perfect. I love when people don't feel anything, because this is where I really dive in, okay? I want you to do it one more time and a little bit slower. So really feel that warmth that you felt the first time into your nose, slow into your lungs, open your mouth, slow, control, exhale. Stay right there. Let's do it one more time. Take that slow inhale in. Fill your lungs, slow. Open your mouth and slowly, controlled, exhale out. And then whenever you're ready, you can just open up your eyes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll describe what I'm feeling. When I did that exercise with you, I felt like I kind of got back to me.
That's right. Center.
Yeah.
There's so many things these students say just by their breath, and they don't realize the power that is behind a breath. And I'm showing them that. I'm honored every time I walk into a classroom or to a group setting, whatever it is, I'm honored to be there because I've been where they are. I may not know their story, but I know how they're feeling. I felt that way.
What do you want your legacy to be? When they start talking you up and your name pops up,
yeah.
What do you want your name to be associated with?
Wow, I think I'm gonna cry. Because I always want, this is really emotional for me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you.
No, I just want my legacy to be that finding you is not hard. Finding the person that you're meant to be is not hard. The journey may be long or difficult, but it's once you dedicate to yourself, that you want to show up for yourself. I want that to be my legacy. I want my daughter to be my legacy. I want every kid that I've ever met to be my legacy. I want when people start digging up my name and talking about me to say, she had the coolest hair. She was honest, she was real, and she really did the work to teach me how to get where I am. So I think that was really emotional. Because it's real. What I do is this is really important to me. What I do, how I teach, how I represent myself, that's really important. I did a lot of work on myself. A lot. So I like that question. It's a real question. It's a very empowering question. So I appreciate it.
Sheri, this was an honor. This was a great time.
I loved it.
I had so
Thank
much
you.
fun with you, and I learned a lot. I'll be in touch with you, and thanks again for just taking the time out to do this with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so glad that we got to do this.